So in the last session of Horizon Zero Dawn, I pretty much only did one like side quest, I believe it was. I'll know for sure as soon as I kick off the progress thing, um, where Karjan Noble had asked me to check on his property after he fled machines attacking his home, and eventually kind of said, well, also check on his family. So already got sketch vibes from this dude. We get there to find out that pretty much everyone's been killed off. There's someone screaming for help inside of a closet. And we discover that someone had placed some sort of device in there that was luring the machines to attack. Um, I rescue the woman that was in there, and it was the sister of the noble, who we find out that there's some bad blood with the guy who hired us, her brother. He had a whole bunch of gambling debts and stuff like that. He was just trying to kill everyone to take over the property to potentially sell it. I don't know, but I'd have to rewatch the clip. But he tried to then activate another luring tracker, and he winds up getting killed in the process. And we wind up clearing out the new group of machines that attack, and I left the sister at the estate, which is now safe, to handle it from there. I also went to the Hunter's Lodge to turn in one of the quests where I had to gather a bunch of trophies, and from there we found out that someone wants to hire the the Hunter's Lodge to take care of a group of Glinthawks that are attacking near anyone who's near her village. The Sunhawk decided to say that they weren't going to bother because she wasn't offering enough money. So was it the hawk that's sponsoring me suggests that we just take it as like a pro bono assignment, help out their village. So that's what I was going to at least work on this time. And as soon as we get in, we'll check the progress of where we're at. Okay, so that. So I'm at 44.8%. Alright, so 2415. So I did find one more tall mech. And Banuk figures, 31687. Oh, I found two of the metal flowers. 31687. Main, let's see, 1198. But, okay, yeah, so I got a side quest and an errand quest taken care of. That was the Hunter's Lodge and the, freeing the person at the estate that was being attacked. I did pick up another shadow weapon, so that's 1 and 2, and scanned is at 21. So 44.88%. Alright, so for this one, I'm going to head to this Lone Light town, and they're needing me to help with the Glinthawk that are attacking. Doesn't really seem like there's much on the way. Worst case, I'll be able to pick up a new frog herd, hopefully. Alright, so I'm going to cut my video and microphone and be back for the recap.
in craftsmanship. Can't beat it.
Buy what you need, leave the rest. Oh, you're in for a treat. It's quite a show. Stirring up tensions. I'm keeping my eyes open. This ceasefire means nothing. Until Sunfall surrenders, I'll never feel safe.
This isn't up to their usual standard.
We all have our place in the order of things.
Will it lead to peace? How long will it go on?
Splatter Central is giving away passcodes to Tormented 666. Today's giveaway is assured to please die-hard Tormentors. Passcodes to Sneak Peek Tormented 666 free of charge. Experience the latest installment of Joe No 1 Seminole Splatter Hollow franchise right alongside our review staff. Rumor is 666 pours the gore, so grab one of the 66 free passes by screaming, "I want to get splattered" to splatsin.hollow and Data Corrupted.
About time you showed up. More Glinthawks incoming. Now they're hunting me. You won't escape me! Coming!
Another victory for the Sundom.
Myths of the Old Ones. Any Karja devout knows that the truth of the Old Ones is laid out plainly in the Articles of the Sun Faith. A twilight time came upon them, as is the cycle of things, followed by a long night, and finally our ancestors' birth and the new dawn. Since that dawn, Karja history has been writ in the paths of the sun. Not the faded glories of those who came so long before us. Even the leaves of the old ones found by airmen are long since cracked and fallen to dust. Nevertheless, collected here for study are the colorful beliefs of the old ones held by other tribes, which may offer a small insight into those tribes' primitive views of the world. The Asuram, as might be expected, view the workings of the world as a device, one where all things behave according to mechanical rigidity and not the sun's divine rhythms. The movements of the tribes, of the seasons, even the stars at night are all accounted for by this interlocking and complicated mechanism. The old ones were the caretakers of this great machine, but they neglected their duty to maintain it. The world machine thus fell into disrepair, and the civilization of the old ones collapsed with it. Now the Asuram use their myth to berate the other tribes as negligent, and to hammer upon their own importance. How convenient that their tinkers and metal workers alone might learn this mechanism's secrets and improve upon it with their ingenuity. As even more fanciful tale of censure comes from the Nora barbarians. They believe that the old ones turned away from the teachings of the Nora female god, the All-Mother, and eloped with the machines to join their mighty cities. They have failed to tempt the Nora to join them. The machines rallied under a great metal devil and attacked the All-Mother. In her vengeance, she stripped the machines of their wisdom, reducing them to the simple metal beasts we see today. Without the assistance of the machines, the old ones were left to wander as exiles, never permitted to return to the isolation of the Nora and their strange feminine rites. From their survivors of this so-called punishment grew the other tribes, and this is why the Nora showed distrust to all outside their border. For we are all descended from the faithless, and do not shun the trappings of the ancient world. Surprisingly, it is the Banuk whose belief is the most similar to our own, though their mythology is bizarre in many other ways. They believe the old ones grew complacent, thinking they were no challenge that they could not overcome, and in their pride were undone. Hence the Banuk give them no more attention than any other tribe defeated by the harshness of the Banuk clans. In fact, many Banuk hunters point to the absence of the ruins in Ban Or as a sign that the old ones were never strong enough to endure its challenges. They claim that only the machines and the Banuk have ever roamed there, and so they have nothing to learn from the ancients. The distant Utaru, however, believe that the old ones are still with them at all times. In Utaru ritual, those who die are returned to the soil, nourishing the land, and living on through new growth. As long as the dead are remembered, they will contribute to the harvests and make them bountiful. Utaru see the richness of their territory, plain song, as evidence of this unique and disturbing cycle. Finally, as there are few living scholars of the Tanakh, we are regrettably denied any insight from that tribe. From what is known, though, it seems that they have little concept of a wider history at all. But of course, this is what elevates a scholar of Meridian from the bloodthirsty raider, to be aware of all the sun's light touches, however strange and unlikely the tales. A Guide to Ban-Or and the Banuk by the well-traveled Aram. Ah, the sun shines golden on these times where one can experience the whole world without leaving the streets of Meridian, where the gates are thrown open and the world comes to us. And yet as I walked among the markets, I heard a question on the air again. What to make of the Banuk, these stoic, silent northern hunters, these men and women of the ice? Unfortunately for my investigations, Banuk outlanders seldom remain in Meridian long enough for exhaustive study. It is believed their cold blood does not take well to the heat. If I was to seek this knowledge, I would have to undergo the ordeal of taking up travel pack and quill and journeying to the homeland. And so it came to be that I spent a miserable time living amongst the Banuk and the frigid Ban-Or. Though the Banuk speak of their territory in reverent tones, put plainly, it is the most uncomfortable place in the world. There is beauty, soaring glaciers of jeweled hues, billows of steam that erupt from the earth, whirling auroras in the sky above. Yes, yes, but the novelty passes quickly, and the bone-freezing chill remains. It is the country of the moon, for in the day the sun is reduced to a needle's eye through the gray, and in the night the moon rises 4 times the width. There is no welcome, not in the land nor from its people. So I lived among one of the Waraks, something like a group of families, but without the civility of a noble house. Each member must prove that they possess the will to survive alone. They seek to always be challenged, whether at the jaws of a machine or simply in their daily existence. I tried to explain my position that a Karja faces a challenge, devises a solution, and then with the challenge overcome can live in contentment. This concept horrified them. It was made clear that when I expected to sleep, I must dig out my own hollow in the snow for my tent. When I expected to eat, I must hunt food myself. I hid my disappointment after all. I had participated in a hunting trial or 2 in my time and accepted. On the 3rd morning, I was able to bring down a rabbit, much like those seen in the plains, but with a downy snow coat. Upon presenting my prize to the Warak, I received only blank stares until one indicated I must skin and prepare it. Reader, I'll spare you the details. The experience nearly changed me to eat only maize bread forevermore. I had barely finished my gory portion before the Banuk set off on a machine hunt with their shaman, a man with machine bindings sewn into his very skin. Perhaps another challenge to decency. He claimed to sense the machine spirits close by, and sure enough the hunters and I followed tracks in the snow to a grazer herd. The Banuk made short work of them with their spears, and struck with a curious desire to prove myself, I threw myself into stripping a fallen machine for parts. Instead of praise for my initiative, I was subjected to the shaman's curse and wailing, and hauled back to camp by a sullen hunter. Eventually she explained that the machine spirits must be thanked for their gift of a successful hunt before any parts are harvested. Truly I was despairing of the shifting wiles of Banuk culture and longed for the certainty of the sun's guidance. That night, mercifully my last, my companions and another Warak gathered under the pitiless clear sky to exchange our songs. Their way of recording history. Some understand the glyphs but choose not to use them, asking, what is a song without voices? By this point I knew better than to answer. My deeds warranted a whole verse in the song of my companions, but from what I could make out, much was lost in the translation. Still there was laughter enough, and many promised to leave me a Banuk farewell mark from our time together. I parted ways with the Warak not far from the high bloom, and set upon climbing back down to Dawn Sentinel, and with it sun's blessed civilization. As for the farewell marks, I saw no such thing when I packed my wetly frozen belongings. Another Banuk mystery, perhaps, and my advice to you, dear reader, is to let these people keep their mysteries to themselves. Ironically, the Banuk mark was picked up in another post where that's them peeing on stuff that they have no respect for.
That seems to have taken care of them.
But more always come. The soldiers at Morning's Watch don't even bother to fight them anymore.
Seems like they're coming from upriver. I could track them back to the source, but if more come here...
I'll watch the village. You go ahead.
I thought you wanted to do this together.
You don't need me to hold your hand.
To defy the Karja is to defy the sun itself.
Useful. Talks. Sunset. Maybe a chance to rest. There are snap maw carcasses everywhere. No wonder the Glinthawks were drawn here. Whoever did this must have left tracks from the blinds. Amateurs will leave easy tracks to follow. Those blinds up there concentrate fire on a target. Makes it impossible to fight back. It's a cheat, and a wasteful one too. These must be the snap maw hunters. I'm here on behalf of the nearby village. Seems your kill zone is creating a Glinthawk problem for them.
Yeah, well, they're not the only people with problems. If we don't get enough snap maw hearts to pay off a loan, we lose everything.
I don't follow.
I borrowed shards to buy seeds. The harvest went bust, and now they're coming for the debt. We could lose the farm, our home.
I'm sorry about that, but Glinthawks are attacking people because of what you're doing here.
Not my problem. None of us are leaving until I get what I came for.
None of us?
You didn't think it was just us two, did you? You already have one? Well, that's impressive. All right, then.
There, the heart you need. Now what about your promise?
A deal's a deal. And now I can pay off my debt. We won't be back.
Good. Keep it that way.
Aloy.
Saving these for the trail.
Congratulations are in order. I wanted to make sure you could handle yourself.
You were watching the whole time?
Of course. Tarkus, may the sunlight is passing, taught me many things. First of which was, a hawk never abandons their thrush.
Wait. Are you saying...
I'd like to sponsor you for membership. What do you say to hunting machines, winning trophies, and unseating Assis?
I'm in. I'll meet you back at the lodge as soon as I'm able. got away.
Machines or bandits try to get past me.
Ceasefire feels like a crate of blaze just waiting for us.
Those traitors across the lake feel like I do. Ceasefire won't last long.
It's supposed to be lucky.
Protect the people of Sun. None of our army can destroy them. This isn't up to their usual standard.
Complain for an hour about another woman rising in the Hunter's Lodge. Needs a better pastime.
The ceasefire has to be a trick. The Karja in Shadow will break it when it suits them. Always loved these things. Heard the machine.
I have a matter of grace and beauty I would like to discuss with you.
Place of peace, yes.
Talana, always a pleasure. I see you've brought your pet.
Greetings, Sunhawk. I hereby sponsor Aloy of the Nora for membership in the Hunter's Lodge.
No. Look at her. She's lowborn, a savage. This is beneath even you, Talana.
She has fulfilled the requirements. And Sun King Avad decreed the Lodge should be open to all. Would you like to take it up with him?
The word of the Sun King is indeed law. Even though it would bring ruin to the Lodge, so be it. Do you, Aloy of the Nora, pledge to act rightly and nobly when in service to the Lodge all the days to follow?
I do.
Members of the Lodge, even though Tarkus is barely cold, I present to you Aloy of the Nora. Member and Thrush, what say you all?
To the hunt!
Sponsoring an outlander. While you make meaningless gestures, I'll be finding Red Maw.
Just an old thunderjaw that no one's defeating. It's about time.
This is a good day.
What's Red Maw?
Few have seen it. A thunderjaw marked by years of battle. Some say it still bears the marks of over a dozen hunters on its flank. How many it has trampled along the way, we may never know. When members go hunting and never return, we often blame Red Maw. But to me, it's more than legend. It's the only machine that will unseat Assis. My sponsor nearly had it, but he didn't make it.
I'm sorry.
Tarkus sponsored me out of loyalty to my family. He was my last link to them, besides the lodge itself. I have to unseat Assis.
I know why I hate Assis. Why do you?
My family has always boasted members in the lodge. My father and brother were both hawks. Assis let their sacrifice be forgotten.
What sacrifice?
They died in the massacre. They should be honored as hawks. Instead, Assis will not let anyone mention it.
What happened in the massacre?
King Jiran's paranoia knew no bounds. He sent thousands of innocents to die in the Sun Ring. When the Hawks of the Lodge called for him to stop the slaughter, he threw them in the ring too. Yet when the machines attacked the condemned, more Hawks leapt into the ring to defend them. And my father and brother were among them.
I'm so sorry. What happened to the men in the Sun Ring?
They died fighting. If you wish to hear the story, Legan can tell it better. He saw it with his own eyes. I did not. The morning of the massacre, my father told me to meet him outside the city. He told me they were planning an escape. I waited for hours until a message came from my father. I had to leave the city. So I fled when I should have fought by his side.
He didn't want you to die with them.
Nor would he want their names forgotten. Especially by the man who benefited most from their deaths, Assis.
How did your family come to be members of the Lodge?
Karja noble houses have sent sons to the Lodge for generations. Because they needed another place to lord over the commoners. I want to change that. The idea that someone is worthy or not by virtue of birth alone. Everyone thinks they have me pegged as soon as they hear Talana Khan Padish. I hate that.
I understand. My whole life I lived as an outcast from the Nora. They would have been the first to say I wasn't one of them. Yet as soon as I leave the sacred lands, everyone calls me Aloy of the Nora. It should be Aloy despite the Nora.
I didn't know. I'll remember that. Now that you're a Thrush, you should improve your reputation. Why don't you hunt down a Thunderjaw and a Stormbird?
You want me to go trophy hunting?
You're not just any Thrush. You're mine. And you better make me look good.
But what about Redmaw?
I will find him. And when I do, I expect you to be there.
Two new thrushes in one day. Makes a hawk proud.
Who else just became a Thrush?
Arctic. I see him rising to the top very quickly. He reminds me of myself at his age.
What will you say when I bring in a Thunderjaw trophy?
That's a wonderful goal. Perhaps you can have Arctic give you some tips.
Do you know where Redmaw is?
I do not. Rumor of it spreads quickly within the Lodge. As soon as it is spotted, it disappears again.
Can you tell me what happened during the massacre?
Terrible time. King Jiran purged loyal subjects and traitors alike throughout the Sundom. He even called out members of our Lodge.
Why?
Some spoke out against the killing. And when the soldiers came for them, we all objected. And for that crime, those who were not arrested were forced to watch our comrades murdered in the Sun Ring. I shouldn't say more.
Please, tell me what happened that day in the Sun Ring.
Normally, victims of the Sun Ring fell within minutes as the crowd cheered their deaths. But not with our Hawks. They stood alone against wave after wave of machines. Hours passed, the men taking turns fighting as the others rested. The crowd's mood turned, rallying around our men. Some of them left, their bloodlust unsated. We members stayed and watched till nightfall.
What happened in the Sun Ring at nightfall?
The sun had set, and only firelight and the glow from the machines lit the ring. It was then the court released a behemoth. Several hawks at once jumped into the ring to fight alongside the condemned. They had snuck in their weapons. I wish I had as well. The machine didn't discriminate. It crashed into the stand, devastating spectator and fighter alike. It was a slaughter.
And how did the battle in the Sun Ring come to an end?
Talana's father climbed atop a behemoth and with one well-placed spear destroyed it, just as a second knocked him to his death. Her brother and the others fought this second behemoth, falling one by one as they put themselves between the beast and the stands. And so we and the spectators were saved. Those who had once cheered for their deaths thanked the dying men for their very lives.
What a brave end. And how terrible that no one speaks of it.
I must say I'm surprised by your achievements. Bringing in a stalker already.
Save your surprise. I'm just getting started.
Could you spare a moment to speak of the finer things?
Why would you want to stand out on the battlefield?
How were we supposed to refuse Giovanni when he said to send the magic to us?
sun's coming up. At least, no one else will die because of them. Save these for the trail. This must be where Nassan was supposed to check in.
Heard the machines took down another freehold in the south. When will it end?
Her name is Elizabeth Sobek.
You, spying through my focus again? Well, go on. What do you know about her?
Stay on your present course, and before long, you'll know her as well as I do. Maybe better. But be wary. Maker's End is crawling with Eclipse troops. To help you deal with them, I've left some useful equipment just outside the ruins. Your focus will show the location.
Who is he and how does he know these things? He said Elizabeth Sobek. What kind of name is that?
I waited for you. Time passing pulls the anticipation tight as wire. How many has it been now?
I don't keep count, Nil.
Don't keep count? Sometimes I just don't get you. Are you like us, or a little different?
Hopefully a little different.
That's what you're gonna tell yourself. Shall we get started?
I'm... What have they taken prisoners for? Nothing good. They've set up an alarm. Don't want them to use it.
Who's firing at me? You know I heard something. Got something.
Still sniffing
Somebody's
around.
down over there. Somebody just killed one of us. Scissors in my noggin.
It's all right. I'm getting you out. You're coming with me. Color's changing. Sun's going down.
Something out there? Where'd you go, Chuck?
This'll do.
hope the day... Glad tidings.
Good day. I met Nora when I was a child. All I remember is how heavy her bow was.
Can't carry more.
These little moments are refreshing, aren't they?
That could be the least creepy thing you've said to me.
That glimpse of yourself in their eyes just as the cloud of death passes across them.
Never mind. There it goes. You know, Nil, if you get tired of bandits, there's a group called the Eclipse.
That's a political situation.
They're murderers, and they're raising an army of machines. That's a little more than politics.
Don't hate me for being single-minded. Besides, I wouldn't bet on how long the Shadow Carja are going to last, if you're in for the kill.
We've come a long way from Norland. Where have you been, Nil?
I heard the roads of the Sundom were no longer safe. And thankfully, it was true. Ambushes, raiding parties, even corrupted machines. The mortal wounds just opened themselves to accept my arrows. But you knew this already. You've been walking on the edge of life and death. I can tell.
Yeah. It's a long story.
With many quick endings, I hope.
Goodbye, Nil.
I don't want to alarm you, but the bandits are thinning out. Makes you wish you could kill them more than once, doesn't it?
No, once is enough.
You're right, of course. Once is enough. When you really make it count.
Okay, goodbye, Nil.
Finish your business here and be gone, Outlander.
Just a little wind, just bending the trees. Just keep going.
Editorial. What does Odyssey say about who we value? March 8th, 2041. If you've been paying attention to all the public outrage in response to last week's announcements of the Odyssey project, you'd be forgiven for mistaking the proposed colony ship for a gold-plated space chariot that the world's trillionaires are conspiring to use to escape the climate catastrophe, leaving the rest of us to choke and drown and starve while the Richies rocket off to Sirius. One Earth spokesman, Azar Safavi, went so far as to say the ability to drive the planet nearly to extinction and then even consider leaving it behind is the sole provenance of the obscenely criminally rich. Dander up, hackles raised? You bet. The only problem is Azar's got it all wrong. The Odyssey is not a cosmic escape pod for CEOs. It's a rare instance of long-term thinking in the midst of our collective disaster. Even if every aspect of the project goes swimmingly, which we all know will never happen, the ship won't even launch from orbit until 2080, by which time, let's face it, our species will have either found a way to reverse the climate or will have perished. Nor is the Odyssey a vanity project funded by the preposterously wealthy. It is rather a, yet again rare, instance of an international project co-founded by 5 nations: US, the Western European Alliance, India, China, and Japan. Yes, the project will accept donations by wealthy individuals, but the donations will not buy a seat on the ship. The vast majority of the Odyssey's human passengers will not be old, rich, and smug, but very young as an embryonic. And the entire point of the project is to spawn a human population on the exoplanet. Data corrupted.
It's too steep. Have to find another way. Might be able to take them out one by one if I stay out of sight. Eclipse, just like he said.
I've got to get the demons raised before the ground freezes again.
Wait, what was that?
You can see them. They can't see you.
Ancients. All hard work, no danger.
Who knows where she went? Search the area, brothers. All of it. Nearly had you.
Off you go.
Stay bright, stay alert. Hold for Shadow. She's coming for us! Don't lose her! Lying in the grass, huh? I'll find you. I see.
Funeral for an Obsolete Future, An Odyssey to Nowhere. Paris, July 7th, 2057. 25 persons from 5 nations stand before the offices of Odyssey Eurowest, hands clasped solemnly at their waists or held stiffly at their sides. Some are politicians, some are businessmen. These days, is there a difference? Some are scientists, and some are scientists. Slowly, Gerhardt White steps to the podium. I regret to announce that as of today, the Odyssey is no more. What exists of the vessel will be abandoned in orbit. All personnel will collect severance income and be released from their contracts. The sad fact is that our species' greatest hope for an extraplanetary future was never able to escape the gravity of terrestrial, all too human conflicts. White sighs. Perhaps the innovations we pioneered will help improve the lives of future generations. Time will tell.
Said it would be. Not a bad selection. I'll put those to use. Why are you doing this?
Because I want you to succeed. Good hunting. We'll talk later.
Wait! Damn him.
Okay, I think I'm going to call it a night here. Actually, let me grab this real quick. Okay, so for this one, we wound up going to that village of Lone Light to help them with their being attacked by Glinthawks. We found out that it was actually being caused by a bunch of scavengers that were rivaling them up. We wound up taking care of that problem. Then we started making our way to find more information about this person who looks like Aloy. And we find out that someone's communicating with us through our focus and tells us the name of the person we're looking for is Elizabeth Solbeck, which doesn't make any sense to Aloy, but the individual wound up giving us a supply of items to help us, and we're going to go in and try and get more information. Since this is probably going to take a bit, I'm going to call it a night here, and I'll pick up here the next time I play. But Have a good one.